Hey guys, Sean with Exquisite Timepieces here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to showcase a couple of the best dive options or dive watch collections I think in ceramic. And it's just so matter of fact that they're both from the Swatch Group, both incredibly made, both incredibly in-house, and definitely a couple of winners and definitely a couple of our most popular dive watches in ceramic. Always one thing when we're talking about tool watches, ceramic is always going to be the toughest material. It's not going to scratch. I think that's the greatest thing about ceramic is the durability factor. And if you're going to wear a tool watch, you're going to put it to the test, right? So we got a couple of great options to put to the test here. We're going to start with, I think, one of the best industry standards in ceramic dive watches is going to be Omega's Ceramic Seamaster 300 meter Professional. You can see that it has this beautiful gray dial to it, and it still has that wave pattern that everyone knows about the Seamaster 300M. You always are going to have the helium escape valve that everyone is always known for, always with that H2 logo on the side. This one, contradictory to the other 300M series in steel, this is going to be 43 millimeters, and it's going to also feature no date complication. So it makes it just a nice, simple, time-only watch, three-hand operation, completely in ceramic, and a rubber strap makes it a great dive watch. The watch you go to the beach with, or the watch that you might have to do something for a very, very professional task with. I think one of the best things about this watch is that you have ceramic and titanium mixture. So you do have ceramic here, titanium bezel with a ceramic insert for that bezel too. Let's go ahead and give it a little click. You can hear that it's a little muted. I've always found that titanium ceramic mixtures always feel like a little bit more muted, but the register is very precise. In this piece, you do have Omega's in-house 8806 movement. You do have a sapphire case back to it as well. The the screw-down case back piece is also made in titanium as well too, so no skimp as far as material is used. This is going to have 50 hours of power reserve. It does beat at 3.5 hertz, which is also 25,200 vibrations per hour, if anyone needs to know. And we go into the strap. The strap is a wonderful, very robust rubber strap. Nice inlay design to it. It kind of keeps the case size and the case design very fluid through the strap itself on both sides. And it is encompassed with a blackened titanium buckle, as long as I can get it undone. There we go. And signed Omega appropriately. Always got to keep your branding on the watch. Got to make sure you know what you're handling. This is a great watch. I think at $8,100 MSRP, you get a lot of bang for your buck. As any other Omega timepiece out there, it is meta certified, so you're going to have 15,000 Gauss of amagnetic properties to it, so that you don't have to worry about going through the x-ray machines, all that sorts of good natures for it. And being that it's ceramic, it's extremely robust, very hard to scratch. The only thing that you can't really do with ceramic is crush, so don't go backing up over your watches, okay? And now moving on to kind of the big brother of that, in 43.6 millimeters of ceramic, is Blancpain's Bathyscaphe in fully ceramic. And this is just a beautiful, I hate to use the word murdered out as a slang term, but it is completely black on black on black. And it's just a stunner. You have a black dial with wonderful hand markers and syringe type style hands. You have a screw down crown, again 300 meters of water resistance, just like any other diver, 300 meters water resistance with this Omega as well too. Where you really get the value proportion when the price change happens is really when you get into the Blancpain. And then when you go ahead and turn it over, you have an in-house 1315 movement featuring 120 hours of power reserve, beating away at 4 hertz. Very smooth operation of the timekeeping, amagnetic properties as well too. It is just a fantastic movement. It's been a staple for Blancpain for a very long time, and I love the fact that they incorporate it into so many of their dive watches, because I think people who really appreciate Blancpain really appreciate it for the craftsmanship of the movements themselves. And then of course, nothing beats really sailcloth. This wonderfully waxed sailcloth on the outer. You have this beautiful supple rubber inner that keeps sweat and any sort of abrasive material you might have lodged between your wrists from scratching you. It is felt-like almost. I don't know how to describe it. You feel it. It kind of feels almost microfiber-ish. I don't know how they do it, but they nail it. And I think another beautiful feature about the Blancpain is that it's also encompassed with a ceramic pin and buckle as well too. So no desk diving marks, no refinishing, nothing like that needs to be done for this timepiece. The day that you buy it is the way it's going to look for almost the day that you go ahead and give it away to maybe your son or sell it to somebody else, right? Both great options, both in that 43 big tool watch size, so you can make sure that legibility is a fantastic property for any dive watch, which is really the most important thing. I love a blacked out watch. I think it's just a classy looking thing and something that kind of gives it a little bit more of a sporty prep. Let's give it a quick dive bezel check though, real quick. Very muted. Don't hear much of it, but very precise as you spin it around the bezel. You do have a lume pip to go ahead and mark your minute start, so you make sure you don't run out of oxygen while you're going through the James Cameron seas and going as far as you can go. Give us a call, shoot us a DM. We'd love to help you out and make a decision between these two lovely dive watches from the Swatch Group.